Hi, I'm Anjali Rao in Taipei, home to my guest this week, singer-songwriter Chou, who started out life as the quiet kid. These days, as one of Asia's hottest stars, he can't walk down a street without being mobbed by adoring fans. This is Talk Asia. Pop icon, movie star, singer-songwriter and film director. Chou has revolutionised and ruled contemporary Asian pop, writing his own material and playing his own music. In an industry full of pre-packaged pop stars, Jay's unconventional looks, shy nature and unglamorous background make him an unlikely hero. He was first noticed for his score writing skills at a talent show. And soon after, he was making music for more famous Chinese artists. Jay took to the mic and released his first album in 2000. Ever since, he's been releasing an album a year and also starring in films such as Zhang Yimou's Curse of the Golden Flower and most recently, Kung Fu Jungle. It's his mix and match approach that continues to attract millions in the Chinese-speaking community and beyond. We meet Jay at one of his restaurants in Taipei. Jay, it's a pleasure to meet you. Welcome to Talk Asia. So, with most pop stars, the image is everything. You say that you're not really bothered about that. For you, it's all about the music. What is it about music that defines you so heavily as a person?
Music is like my life. It's constantly growing and evolving, and it influences me very much. Actually, it's like drinking water. I have to do it every day. But the thing is, how can you do it better and better?
You're often slated for mumbling your way through the lyrics. Don't you want people to be able to hear what you're singing about?
I didn't do it intentionally. I didn't realize it's my style at all until people told me about it. Later, I tried to make it as my trademark, as in this way I could use my vocal as an instrument. If you can't hear what I'm singing, you can read the lyrics book. This is even better because lyrics are meant to be read as a piece of art. Otherwise, why should we print the lyrics book? It gives you a chance to appreciate the beauty of lyrics.
I suppose that's one way of looking at it. You're often referred to as a sort of an anti-hero in this industry, somebody who got fame despite himself because you're so shy and retiring. How do you make sure that you don't get bullied or steamrolled by this business?
I think showbiz in Taiwan, or even in the Chinese-speaking region, is quite different from showbiz in the US. The more low-profile and tight-lipped you are, the more the paparazzi runs after you. And I happen to belong in this category. So I think there's a huge difference in cultures. Being loud doesn't guarantee you a respectful status in this circle. In this sense, it's quite different from the culture in the US.
Now, back in 2003, you played to a crowd of more than 10,000 people at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. That sounds like a really daunting thing, particularly for a guy who says he's not that confident. How did you get through it?
I think my confidence belongs to the stage, or when I'm standing in front of the screen. I'm like two different people, on stage and off stage. On the stage, I have to be very confident, particularly when they're all filming you with cameras and you know that you're being watched on screen. The Chou on TV is really not the same as the one off stage.
Most pop stars pick typical boy-girl subject matter to sing about. You seem to have gone in a different direction. You've sung about an abusive father and jilted lover and all sorts. Where is this dark material coming from?
I think my music is quite different from the Western rap music culture. They really don't mind bringing in foul language and topics on violence, but you won't find those in my music. The only reason why I sang about an abusive father was that I wanted to remind people of the social problems we have.
The UK think tank Chatham House rates you among China's most influential people. Does knowing something like that make you feel like you've got a greater sense of responsibility to live up to?
I do have this sense of responsibility to be inspirational for society, particularly children, really. That's why the most important theme in my songs is love, including the love for our parents. The rap music in America is all about drugs, guns, and violence, but mine is quite the opposite. My songs sound like they're about violence, but the lyrics are all about love, like don't take drugs or take care of your parents. So, especially for Westerners, I really think they'll be amazed at how paradoxical my music is. The rhythm and everything has so much strength in it, and yet the themes are so sentimental and soft. I think this is my way of doing music.
Being one of Asia's most famous faces, you're a real target for the paparazzi, and you seem to have a special loathing for them, which you've sung about. What is it in particular that angers you so much about them?
I don't think anyone likes the paparazzi, especially when you're an artist. I think sometimes they are, I don't know how to put it. I actually wrote a song particularly for them. The lyrics clearly express what I want to tell them. I've sung them all out already.
Hopefully there won't be anything about me in there. What are the worst run-ins that you've had with the paparazzi?
There were one or two instances. There was this one time when I really thought they'd crossed the line. I was driving at the time and they were riding on motorbikes. Actually, I could spot them from a distance. So during the red light, I got so furious that I just got off my car and tried to grab their keys on the motorbike, you know, to throw the key away. But then they reacted so quickly that they grabbed the keys before I could grab them, and they filmed the whole process. So that was the first run-in experience. And for the second time, there were paparazzi waiting outside my company. So I went to a 7-Eleven store and bought a can of dog food. I put the can on top of their car and I just left. So these two run-ins were quite exciting.
Do you think that fame has changed you at all?
Has it changed me? Relatively speaking, I'd say it's a loss of freedom. This I'm pretty sure of. But when I put this aside, I'd have to say that there are lots of good things too. First, people all across the Mandarin-speaking world can now listen to my music. I can perform on stage and sing my own songs. It's just the freedom part that I have to adjust to. I'm pretty happy with everything else.
I would like now to apologize.
You appeared alongside another star of the time, Edison Chen. What are your thoughts on the scandal that eventually brought him down?